welcome to Mondays with Max. How are you? Hope you guys are all doing well and having a really great day. Yes, that was my panda impersonation. Anyway, welcome. Appreciate you guys all being here. Let's do a quick rundown, which you know with me is never quick. Canadian Miner, Second TL, Automatic Beats, Hilo Crypto, 619 OTA. Think he said later on he hadn't had a cigarette in 2 days, so congrats on that. Gordon Murray, Kyle Rosa, konnichiwa to you as well, and thank you for being a member, you and Hilo Crypto. S. Chang, Retro Mike Tech, you're getting DIMO tomorrow. Nice. Somebody said, yeah, it doesn't work on older cars. Yeah, we'll talk about that a little bit later, but yeah, it's kind of cool that you don't need a DIMO if you have a newer car. Hot Crypto Mining, what do you mean? Come on. I mean, I was taking too long. Is that what you were saying? Todd Tebow, Bacon, Eggs, and Hash. Yeah, you use a Hivemapper if you got a gas card with it. Well, you don't have to go out of your way to map. You just map wherever you go. That's all. That's the idea. And no, I do not have max voltage money. Anyway, DIMO's relatively inexpensive. I think it has a pretty quick payback. So anyway, let's see. Toxic Miner, Integra Guy, Joker Miner, and 4J. Thank you all for being a member. Real Living Investing. Sadie, sometimes good to see you. TCTC, good to see you, sir. Mine's something. Appreciate you being here. The Mining King, good to see you, sir. Hope you're not killing yourself too much over there. Triple D Innovations, good to see you. Mining of the North, not Miner of the North, but Mining of the North. Larry H. Let's see, jumped on me a little bit. Geek of all trades, thank you for being here and being a member. DJ Mines, good to see you, sir. And of course, the infamous Sunflower Mama is here. Gaming with Smokey Dan, All Set Miner. Sorry, I have to go up because it jumped on me. Like I said, no excuse. And I think I don't got all those people. Let's see, who else did I miss? Steven Cicero. Thank you, Mining King, for the $4.99 super chat. The Hivemapper, I will get to it in just a second. Hivemapper fun, thank you. And thank you for the $2 super chat, Retro Mike Tech. I'm only here for Sunflower Mama. Yeah, Sunflower Mama's like, oh, don't forget about that one. Anyway, Crypto Craig, good to see you. Galaxy 9 Synthesis, Carl Broker, and John Germain is the last one I will announce. But good to see you. Appreciate you all being here. All right, well, let's get right into the subject. Well, since we're already talking about the Hivemapper. Oh, and Andrew Martino, thank you very much for becoming a member. Appreciate that very much. Welcome to OnlyFlans, and make sure that you link your YouTube to Discord. I do have a members only channel in the Misfit Mining Discord. All right. So yeah, I went out, I got a Hivemapper, finally got it installed this weekend, went out driving, actually did some virgin territory. Kind of got to know a little bit about it, how to use it, that type of thing. It was really, honestly, really easy to set up. Wow, Geek of all trades, a member for 10 months. Holy crap, that's a long time. I've been doing that long? Guess I have. Anyway, OnlyFlans for the win. And Hawk Crypto Mining coming in with a $10 super chat. I mapped an entire city today that has never been touched. Over 45,000 photos, 30 square miles. LOL. Nice. Nice. Yeah, I got to kind of figure out, like, there's evidently in Hivemapper, there's some hot spots like that you get like paid more for because they really want you to go after those spots. I haven't seen those on the map or anything, so I don't know exactly how to figure that out yet. Probably need to hit up Network Bits. We'll see if he's coming in a little bit later or not. Is my flannel all stickers? Oh, yes. There is a flannel underneath that thing. Underneath that thing, but it is mostly stickers now. It's really hard to see if the flannel changes. Just trying to make it more of a challenge if it ever does change. It has not changed. So do not fret. Do not fret. Anyway, so, you know, basically installed it in the car, fiddled with it, trying to figure out exactly what the right angle needed to be on the camera, where exactly to mount it, you know, how to, you know, as far as where to plug in the charging cable. You know, there were a couple different options. Everybody, pretty much most modern cars have plenty of cigarette lighter adapters, or whatever you want to call it. I know that's what we grew up calling them. Anyway, but yeah, and then just decided I was going to take a drive, and went out and did some virgin territory. Let me actually bring that up. So I'm not going to show you all of it, but it was interesting because it doesn't show up right away. Mine10 says, did you have any issues with the Hivemapper app not running in the background if you are not on the app? Yes. I even had it when I was in the app. That happened today, actually. I was going to talk about that in a little bit, but I basically stayed in the app the entire time when I was driving on Saturday, and did not have a problem. But it took like 3 days for it actually to have my route actually show up in the Explorer. Maybe it showed up. I'm sorry, 2 days, not 3 days. 2 days. Joker Miner gifted 20 max voltage mining and crypto memberships.
He's trying to get one for Crypto Crag.
Holy crap! He's trying to get one for Crypto Crag, and he still didn't get one. Nice, YouTube. Nice. I'm sorry. I feel so bad for you, Crypto Crag. I guess you have to buy some more, Joker. Anyway, so Sadie sometimes, Canadian Miner, TCTC, Dakota Miner, Diesel, 846, Golden Wolf, Alejandro Alvarez, Ted, Crypto Perks, Crypto Hunter, not Crypto Crag though, Ant 125, Aragorn Strider, King Mining, Andrew C, Kyle Rosa just was saying, good job, Joker Miner. Marvin Medina, D White, Sloth Squatch, Mike the Miner, Sox Fan, and MC all were gifted memberships. So congrats to all the winners. Hey, Crypto Craig, don't feel bad, because the other day when everybody was gifting memberships on Chum Change's channel, I'm pretty sure I had to leave, but I left it like the stream up in case they kept buying memberships that I might actually get one, but I still don't think I got one. I still don't think I'm a member to Chum Change. So, oh well, what are you going to do? Anyway. So went out driving here. Let me share my screen. Here we go. Add to scene. There we go. So this is basically where I went out driving. And no, I'm not going to show you where I live, but I will show you because I went like, I don't know, 50 miles or so. It was quite a long distance. So I'm just showing you the furthest out I went. Basically drove to Burlington, Illinois. And you can see out here, there is lots of roads to drive. So I was originally thinking I was going to make a couple more loops. And then I was like, you know what? Let's find out how profitable it is to do this first, or if it's profitable at all, before I waste a lot of time driving around. I mean, I definitely think it's worth it. If you're driving somewhere, have the thing on. You're going to make something. It's better than nothing. So that's the same idea I have with the DIMO as well. But anyway, we'll get to that later. But anyway, yeah, it's had a nice little drive. Actually, out in my old cycling haunts when I used to go on bike rides. Used to actually come up McDonald Road to Thomas, go out to Ram, come up McGo. Anyway, we used to ride around here all the way. Every Saturday morning, we used to ride 50 miles. But anyway, it was fun. That was eons ago, like 10 years. I think actually probably closer to almost 15 years ago was the last time I did one of those rides. I did not get a DIMO yet. I'm thinking about getting a DIMO. And so I just did a little bit of a deep dive over the weekend. And so I thought I would just share kind of what I found, but we're going to come back to that. But anyway, but yeah, Hivemapper was, like I said, was easy to set up. I was like, the hell is a DIMO? We'll go over it. It's the last subject to cover, people. I'm going to leave it for last. So hold your horses. Anyway, so I came home and then uploaded it once I got here. There's two ways you can actually upload the pictures that are taken by the Hivemapper. You can have it wait until you get back, where everything's been uploaded to your cell phone, but your cell phone won't upload it to Hivemapper until you get to a Wi-Fi and then connect to Wi-Fi, and then it will upload. So keep that in mind. Now you can set it so that it will upload cellular. That's what I did today, but I may go back to the old way because I think that might have been part of the problem why mine stopped. So today I was out driving, going to and from work, and to work, it worked just fine. On the way home, I did something a little bit different. I actually went into like the map like this on there. There's a selection for that. So you can kind of see like what are the less traveled routes. And so I was sitting in that the whole time. When I got home, I went back to the other one and it said start. And I know it started because it did upload pictures, but I don't know where it turned off. So my suggestion, if you have one of these, is if you're going to go into that map to like look to see where you might want to drive a little bit out of the way, then you may want to make sure that you're flipping back and forth between those two screens so that your thing doesn't shut off, doesn't go back to having to start. Real living investing. It actually goes back to cars that were made 2012 and later. So yes, if you have a car that's later than 2012 or earlier than 2012, currently they don't work, but they are working to get them to work with cars back to 2008. So we're getting into some pretty old cars. Now, I'm sorry, you're talking about DIMO. Yes, that's what I'm talking about there. Hivemapper, that'll work with any car. So, and we were talking about it because I was kind of like, well, wouldn't it, you're only getting the picture out of the front of the car. Why, it's not going to be as good. And then somebody brought to my attention that you can have multiple cameras in your car. You can have 2 cameras on either side of your car to have 3 cameras while you're driving. I was like, well, that's kind of cool, actually. So that if you're driving neighborhoods or businesses or whatever, you're constantly taking pictures out the side, kind of similar to what a Google car would do. I'm not sure. Mike Tech said they updated the car list. Older cars are being listed. My 2010 Maserati is. You just got rid of it.
I'm sorry. It's on the list now. Sorry.
You got to pay attention to what I'm reading. Anyway, I got to find where that was now. Okay, thanks. My 2010 Maserati is on the list now. I didn't think I said the whole thing. But anyway. Yeah, it's I was actually looking, I looked today to see, because I started like trying to set it up. I'm like, oh, maybe my car will just connect. No, again, talking about DIMO, we switched to DIMO just for a second. Since you guys keep coming back to it, I guess the fans want what the fans want. Anyway, so Ford Pass has a link, but you have to have a car at least 2017 or later to work to connect to Ford Pass in the way that could be then linked to DIMO. But that was only a few cars in 2017. The rest, or most of the rest of the cars in Fords in 2019 or later, you could then connect them directly to DIMO. I have a 2016. So, and even if I had a 2017 or 18, it still wouldn't have worked because of the model I have. I don't have the titanium. 2017, 2018 only that level came with titanium. So anyway, so the other thing I wanted to cover with Mining King with a $1.99 super chat, DIMO will turn your car into a transformer. That would be awesome. Well, wait a minute. Is it a good or a bad transformer? Well, okay. Yeah, right. So that would be good. As long as not a Decepticon. That would be bad. So there you go. What would I do without her? She educates me on everything. By the way, I want to know, can you hear her side comments now? I changed a little bit of the gain on the mic, so I'm hoping you guys are picking that up now. Anyway, well, who's playing the game? Every time I say anyway, you're taking a drink. I know that that was the Red Fox game. Crypto Mining coming with a $5 super chat. DIMO sounds like that insurance scam product they do to violate your Fourth Amendment right and give you discounts based upon your driving. It's the same idea of a device, but it is not linked to any insurance companies. It's your information is being sold anonymously. So yes, you're providing them data, but that data isn't associated with your name when it is sold to somebody else. So anyway, so this is the other thing I wanted to get into here. So yesterday I was kind of lazy. I just kind of I had a bunch of things I wanted to do, and I'll get into that in just a little bit, but I was kind of just checking things out, like where I wanted to drive. I'm like, it's nasty out. It's raining. It's cold. Just didn't feel like going out. So I didn't. But what I did do was you have the ability to go into Map AI Trainers and just do this like literally brainless activity that makes you money. How much? I don't know. I spent some time on it yesterday doing speed signs. So basically you just click on speed signs. You do this. J6QISW. And then you try to read whether or not that you can see it. Mining King, $1.99 super chat, providing them data and control of my car. They do not provide control of your car. Anyway, I think that's a 45 mile an hour speed limit sign. It's not a speed limit per se. They said speed sign, so they want to know what the number is. So you click on 45 and it takes you to the next picture. 65, 45, not a speed limit sign, not a speed limit sign, not a speed limit sign, 45, 70. I mean, you just go through this. And it's like I said, it's completely brainless activity, but yet, now there's a tricky one. I haven't come across this one before. It's a speed limit sign, but it has 2 speed limits on it. I'm going to call that one 65 though. 25. Anyway, you just go through this because you're helping to train the AI as well as giving them information that they were unable to pick up off of all the pictures. So anyway, I thought this was pretty cool. I have no idea how much I made yet. I'll find out on Thursday since I did it yesterday. But heck, like I said, it's just kind of honestly, I find this relaxing. Just kind of do. Anyway, you get the idea. See, and it's addicting. You just keep doing it because it's just so easy. Just so easy. 15. Holy cow. Red Panda gifted another 20 memberships. You and Joker are a nutso.
They're trying to get one for crypto.
I get that. Let me wait a minute. Okay, here we go. All right, let's see. Gaming with Smokey Dan, Network Bits Crypto, Cherish, Paul D, Rootputs, DRV 287, CC Trackin, Crypto Bedell, Fried Electronics, Nick Roberts, Turtle Tech, Magic Lucky, New England Crypto, Cody Johnson.
Just say everyone but crypto. Crack.
Yeah, it's everyone but Crypto Crack. Pretty much. Mustafa, Nerd Beast. Panda says, Crypto Crack, get wrecked. Like I said, It happened to me with chum change. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. Anyway, that's crazy. Anyway, all right. So anyway, just like I said, this is a totally brainless activity. If you get one of these, try it and see how much you make. Like I said, that's what I'm doing. So I'll report back. The thing is, I should have timed how much time I spent on it. I think I only spent like about half an hour on it, something like that. So we'll see how much I made. Like right now, I just spent like 5 minutes and that was it. So anyway, all right. Well, that's kind of my little experience with Hivemapper, and kind of still a work in progress. And like I said, I'll report back on how much I make with different areas that I drive. You know, my to and from work, I'm driving areas that have been traveled, especially on the way to work. I'm getting there. So those roads are well traveled. On the way home, on the other hand, I divert, and at least I did this last time, I divert to different areas and such. So anyway, all righty. Any questions about the Hivemapper? So yeah, for those people that have a tax return, might be kind of a fun little thing to get. Get a Hivemapper and a DIMO with your tax return. Make money when you're out driving around. Hawk with another $5 super chat. Max, when you added your Phantom wallet to the browser for Hivemapper, did you have to enter your seed phrase? No, because I created it from, I believe I created it from the Hivemapper app. So it like linked to the Phantom wallet. And then when I went to the Phantom wallet, I created it. So I saved the seed phrase, but I think because I did it that way, if I remember correctly, it actually just linked automatically. That's what I remember. Yes, and I have no idea what my promo code is. I probably have one, but for those people that want to order one, use Hawks. Use Hawk10 for 10% off, or you can try Max 10. Maybe I've got one, or Max Voltage 10. Who knows? I don't know. You can give it a shot. Red Panda Mining, welcome to OnlyFlans. Wow. Thanks for joining. Appreciate it. You thought you were already a member. They do expire after a month. Anyway. All right. Well, let's talk about the 4070 Ti. So I did get one of those last week. Retro Mike, as we've talked about, sold my 5700 XTs to Retro Mike Tech. Felt like we came to a very fair and equitable deal. Rodney celebrates 7 months of membership. Finally, RPM joined. LOL. He wanted to be part of the cool kids club, I guess. Anyway, so you guys are throwing me off track tonight. Not a bad thing, but throwing me off track. So anyway, so I sold them fair price. You know, we looked at what they were on eBay, shipped them out, made sure they were packed. Well, Sunflower Mama made sure they were packed really, really well. So it made it there all in one piece. And so basically it was 4 Sapphire pulses and 2 gigabyte gaming OCs. One of the gaming OCs had rattly fans. One of them still does spin, but needs to be replaced. So I gave him a special deal on that one. But anyway, it came out that with all of that, I could basically buy a 4070 Ti. So some of you may be wondering, why did you buy a 4070 Ti? Why not buy a 4090 or spend less and buy a 4070? Well, here's why, actually. And let me switch over. Okay. So this is a bit of an eye chart, but what this is, if you go to coins on hashrate.no, and then here, let's just go straight to the coins, and then you pick a coin. So first one I wanted to come to was Dynex, just because that was one of the ones that people are mining. And then you go to benchmarks, and it gives you what the hash rate is, which the hash rate for mining Dynex, 4070 Ti comes in fourth at 4.2 kilohash, which is really good. But what's more impressive is the efficiency of this thing. 60 hashes per watt on Dynex. The next closest is 10% less. And when you start getting into 30 series cards, you're talking half. They're half as much efficiency. So, or, this is double the efficiency. Anyway, however you want to look at it, I thought that was pretty amazing. And I started thinking, hey, who knows what kind of mining environment we're going to be in. If I can still get the same amount of hash, but at a much lower power, why not make that exchange? Why not? And so if you look at 5700 XTs, and again, this is, yeah, I know. That's a little better. I think you guys will be able to see that. Anyway, 5700 XTs. And again, this is just one algorithm. But where is it? 634 on Dynex. Well, 634 times 6, that's 3600. The hash rate's still less than what you can get on a 4070 Ti, and the efficiency is worse. So I'm like, on this particular algorithm, I'm breaking even. So you say, okay, let's check a different one. So let's check Nexa. I think if I remember correctly, Nexa's not quite as good. Benchmarks. Okay. Yeah, so this one's still good. It comes in second place. The 3070 Ti laptop, or mobile, I should say. They say laptop here. It's the mobile chip. Actually does really, really well. In fact, when I saw this, I started looking for it on Alibaba, and it looks like they're pretty much sold out. Doesn't like there's very many of them left. Anyway, so you got 4070 Ti at 0.82. And if you look at 5700 XTs, 0.35. Again, less than half the efficiency. Way low. And then if you look at the hash rate, 5700 XT is 38.27 to 157.02. So, yeah, you're not getting the same amount of hash rate as 6 cards, but the efficiency is so much greater, meaning that if things go bad again, I will be able to, with that particular card at least, I'll be able to mine longer profitably than anybody on the 30 series cards. So that was my thought. Now I'm not like going whole hog and just selling the rest of my cards, but it definitely has made me think, okay, there's a certain point where it makes sense. Right now, we're not there. Can't get enough for the 30 series cards in order to pay for an equivalent 4070 Ti. The other interesting thing that I found is on a couple of algorithms, the 1660 Ti is actually just as efficient as the 4070 Ti. Yeah, obviously only gets like 1/4 of the hash rate on that particular item, but it does really, really well. I think that was actually on Nexa, if I remember correctly. But anyway, but yeah, next 1660 Ti actually 0.53 to 0.82. So I take that back. This one isn't as efficient, but it's still very, very efficient. Anyway, so what else? Oh, I wanted to check on one more coin. Retro Mike Tech, I'm broke and Max got a new GPU. Hey, you're the one who offered to buy them. I appreciate it. I definitely appreciate that we were able to come to a deal. I think it was definitely very fair. I sold them if he wants to say what he bought them for, I will let him say it. I don't know if he wants me to. And if you do, feel free. But I don't want to say that because it's his money, not my money. But anyway. Okay, so back to Radiant was the other one I wanted to check. And then we'll check Ironfish as well. Oh, wrong thing. Coins. Radiant. Way down here. Now it's interesting, probably on like the ProgPow variants. It probably doesn't do quite as well. But yeah, 4070 Ti, again, second from the top. It's second to the 3070 Ti in efficiency. To me, the 4070 Ti is like what the 3070 was for the previous, was really, really efficient and extremely versatile. So it's like a great tool to have in your toolbox. Let's put it that way. And one last one. Let's check out Ironfish. And for shits and giggles, we'll check out Ethereum as well. But let's do Ironfish first. Assuming it's, we'll do Flux as well. Flux, I know, wasn't quite as good. But I think they were still near the top. Ironfish, and wow, AMD cards do really well. But basically the 6900 and 6650 and the 4070 Ti are all right up there as far as efficiency goes. So getting equivalent. Now, the 6650 gets, I'm sure, a much lower hash rate, but that's when you got to start looking at hash per dollar. Because if the 6650, can't make it any bigger. Is that bigger? Anyway, like I said, just makes the bar shorter. Anyway, it depends on, your hash per watt or your hash per dollar at that point. But again, really, really efficient on here. Let's check Flux and Ethereum Classic. Flux. Keep going. Ethereum Classic, so we'll do that since I'm here first. He doesn't like this page?
Yeah, he's like, you're killing me. He's like, get off the page.
Why don't you like the page? It has great information. Anyway, obviously, the Jazz miners kill everything else in here. And then you have the Ant miners that kill everything else. The V1 Mini, and then you're going into the 30s. So for GPUs, you have the 3070 Ti mobile and the 4070 Ti that are at the top. But that's to be expected. But I am a little surprised the 4070 Ti is that efficient on that algorithm. But basically what you're finding, what are you pointing at?
The screen. You need to look at the screen.
Oh, sorry. Show Chlor or something. LOL. Oh, now I get what I was killing you about. This is just examples. I wasn't even saying to mine any of these coins. Chill out, Mining King. All right, Chlor. There's Chlor. Why? Wait a minute. Okay. Who does this? It's in alphabetical order until you get to Conceal, Conflux, Chinet, Callisto. It's all backwards. And then you get to Chlor, and then you finally get back to Cortex. Oh my gosh. Somebody needs to resort their list. Anyway, let's see here. Benchmarks. Yeah. Wow. AMD does really well at the top of this chart. And so does 5700 XTs. Wow. There's something that maybe that's why Retro Mike Tech bought them, was to do it on Chlor. Because 5700 XTs do really, really well on Chlor. AMD, as a whole, does really, really well on Chlor. Alrighty, good to know. Now that I don't have any, it really doesn't matter, I guess. And then last but not least, what was the last one I was going to do? I did Radiant. I suppose I could do Cast, but what was the other one? Oh, let's just look at Raven Coin. This is kind of the one. I haven't actually looked at this one yet. And obviously AMD, we know, does really, really well. Interesting. 5700 XT does really, really well still. And the 4070 Ti is pretty much equivalent. So yeah, all the ProgPow coins, Kapow, are all ProgPow variants. Yeah, the AMD cards do really, really well in comparison to the 4000 series. So guess that's why Meowcoin was at the top of the list for quite a while for when I had the 5700 XTs. All right, so that's why I bought it. It's been down mining since last Thursday. Hope you guys all enjoyed my shorts. My ASMR video has been a little disappointing. I thought I would get more views on that. Anyway, especially, you know, after what Chump Change said. I figured him alone, I'd probably get 1,000 views. Is he even here?
No.
Dang it. That was no fun. It would have been a lot more fun if he was here. Okay. So now, let's see. Hey, keep your shorts on. I wasn't turning them off. Probably be doing some more shorts. It's just a lot easier for that content. I can kind of do it on a whim. But yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to see. I'm trying to get some more content out there as I can do it. And last but not least, DIMO. In fact, I haven't even brought it up yet. DIMO. Connect your car and earn rewards. So there's a couple of different things you can do. Like I've already downloaded the DIMO app to see if I could connect my car. I can't. I need to have their doohickey, for lack of a better term. So if we go to drivers, where was it? There was a spot in here where it's like, yeah, go buy a DIMO device. And it wasn't here. Oh, wait a minute. Earn rewards, multi-car connection. I was just in this today. I mean, I guess I can just click on shop. Yeah, and then it's a C device. So basically, that's the device that you plug into your OBD2 connector. If you live in a state that you go in for exhaust testing, emissions testing on your vehicle every 2 years. In Illinois, we go in every 2 years. And all they used to hook up something to your exhaust and actually measure the particles coming out of it. They don't do that anymore. They trust the vehicle to tell them what's going on. So they just hook up to the OBD2 port and make sure that everything looks like it's operating the way it should be. So yeah, this is basically taking a bunch of data from the car and providing it to a lot of different people. I'm sure one of the ones would be insurance companies, but again, as a general, what's the risk in this particular area? How are people driving? I would think, and what speeds are they driving? Things like that, I think is what they will be used for, but not specifically to point out the person providing the data. So again, all of that is not financial advice. None of this is financial advice, but I don't know. I find it interesting. And if I can drive around and get paid for it and not have to pick up anybody, kind of like the idea. I like to drive anyway, so it just seems pretty easy. So there, Chris, I am sure if you're going to get one of these, check out one of his videos. Let me see if I can find Chris. Retro Mike Tech. Max told me to buy one, so I bought one. This is the first time I've mentioned it, and you already had bought one. So no, nice try. My Christopher Walken impression, which is really bad. DJ Minds, I actually make the same amount of money if my car sits in the garage or drives. Same payout. Wow. Okay. It's still zero. If that's the case, I need to get one for my wife's car then too. Hook them both up. I'm trying to remember What is Chris's last name? Network Bits, help me out here. What is Chris's YouTube channel? Let me get back to there. There we go. Chris Bagnell, thank you. I got to find his YouTube channel. Let me go here. Bagnell. Chris Bagnell. Chris Bag Rocks. There he is. Okay. He's got a whole bunch of things on the Hivemapper like we all do. And he's got another thing in DIMO's blowing up in 2023, DIMO update. So he's got a lot of DIMO content, I believe, on his. In fact, I will. Yeah, let me mute that. And I will put it in the chat. You want to check out his channel. Yes, and Triple D Innovations pointed out, my Tesla needs no device. So if you have a newer car, you do not actually even need the DIMO device. You can just hook your car up directly and make the same payouts and not have to spend a dime. That's pretty cool. Now, oh, it's based on whether you're plugged in, meaning whether or not your device is transmitting. But if you have a car that has the device and you're not plugging anything in, what does that mean? Huh. Anyway, so I see. Yeah, I know. I went back to the screen because I was on the screen with Chris Bagnell. Anyway, I currently am switching kind of between a couple different coins. Radiant and Dynex specifically can change very rapidly in what their payouts are. So I don't like to chase, but if I see a coin rapidly drop on the chart, I tend to switch to whatever is most profitable at that point. But I have to see a significant difference. So like right now, again, going back, let me zoom out on this thing because man, that was crazy. So I go to 4070 Ti, and generally you're going to get any of the 30 series or 40 series, you're generally going to have the same be the highest profit. So on the 4070, Radiant right now is showing as most profitable. But if you look at the detail, they are so close. So if you look at Radiant, which is profit right now, 40 cents a day at 9 cents a kilowatt hour. And again, it also depends on your power cost because that's also going to change what's most profitable. Ironfish is 40 cents also. Dynex is 38. Alephium, well here, let me add to the scene again. Alephium is at 37. Nexa's at 36. So, I mean, you've got 5 different coins that are within spitting distance of one another. Would I, if I wasn't already on Radiant, would I be changing to Radiant if I was on any of these other coins? Nope. I'm talking when it's making like 2/3 as much, because you know when it starts making 2/3, people are going to come off it and go on to something more profitable, but it's going to take a while for it to get back up to that point. And there's certain coins that I favor a little bit more than other. I do favor Radiant just because it's easier to trade out of. I have less moves I have to make. Basically I can bring it directly into Trade Ogre and immediately trade it into BTC, which is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for Bitcoin. Dynex though, I have to mine it into a web wallet. They do not allow you to mine it into an exchange, which is fine. But then I have to take it out of the wallet, bring it over to Trade Ogre, then move it from Trade Ogre and trade it into Bitcoin. Next, on the other hand, is even a little bit more complicated than that. That one you might be able to mine to the exchange. I'm not. I'm mining directly to the Wally wallet. I will get to Geek of All Trades comment in just 1 second. We'll go from the Wally wallet to Trade Ogre, then Trade Ogre. I'd go from Nexa to, I believe I have to go to LTC first and then go to Bitcoin. So it's a more of a process to get to what I'm looking for. Those are the main ones that I am doing. I have not set up a node for Ironfish yet. Keep hoping upon hope that they will have the easy wallet set up, the web wallet set up relatively soon. And I haven't done a Lithium yet. So it's been up there, but it's never been near the top where I'm like, oh, I should get some of that, because I'm not getting any of it. I'm trading them all into Bitcoin. I want Bitcoin. That is what I want. Can you put that one back up? So Geek of All Trades said, but look at how much power draw from POW coins versus non-POW coins. Are you trolling me? You talking about proof of stake? Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, I think you're trolling me. That would be just like you. All right. Way Too Fast for You says, did you debate on buying a 4070? What was the deciding factor, and what model did you buy and why? Okay, so yes, I was waiting for the 4070 to come out first, and then I saw some of the reviews and the examples of what the hash rate was, did a few calculations, and I was like, that's not more efficient. That's actually less efficient. Okay, I'm going with the 4070 Ti. I was leaning towards it anyway. So you have the 4070 Ti is much closer to a 4080 than it is to a 4070, actually. That's the reason why they did it, but it's still kind of a halfway in between. It's where it should be, actually. It's the one in between the two. And it has the same number of CUDA cores as a 3090. Has 40 cores. Not 40 cores. 40 teraflops, I believe is what it is. Anyway, so I looked at all that, saw that it was more efficient. I wasn't sure if it was more efficient than the 4090 because they were close, but it was a lot easier. The barrier of entry on a 4070 Ti was just a lot less than a 4090. The other thing that really got me to say, yep, I'm going to pull the trigger is anyway, Mining King with the $1.99 super chat. Max's 4090 rig fund. No, actually, I want a 4070 Ti rig is what I want. I will get there. It'll take me a little bit of time, but I will get there. Anyway, but yeah, I decided that that was the direction I wanted to go, was 4070 Ti's because of the efficiency. Nothing more, nothing less. Oh, the one I chose was an ASUS TUF. I love ASUS TUF cards. And when I saw that Amazon had it for $7.99, I was like, oh, hell yeah. MSRP price on a 4070 Ti on that high quality of a 4070 Ti, I was all over that. Now, unfortunately, price is back up to $849. So, yeah. Chum Change, nice of you to join us. I was just telling him how much you liked my ASMR video for the 4070 Ti. So anyway, okay. So that was the reason why I went with the 4070 Ti. Any other questions on the 4070 Ti? Like I said, that card runs so cool. It's just a really, really nice card. I pulled it out. I was like, oh yeah, it's like a 3-slot card, 3.5 slot card. It's a big boy. That is for sure. Mia and Milo Mining, did you get the $100 gift card from Steam with your purchase? I haven't looked into that. Probably may need to follow up, but I do know that they had something like that. I don't know. I'd have to look back to see how to obtain that. I don't remember if I got an email on it of how to get that. I don't know. Obviously, I wasn't that concerned about it. I have the games I have. I don't really buy much through Steam anyway. I suppose I could have sold the gift card, got some cash for it, I suppose, for my next graphics card. Geek of all trades. Oh, I meant Kapow, ProgPow, etc. variant coins. Yeah, I mean, I look at the Kapow, ProgPow coins, and I just don't see as much excitement and possibility around those coins. So I'm focused on more of the core coins, including Flux. So yeah, that was kind of where I focused. It was not so much on the ProgPow coins. Let's see if I missed any other tags. Yep. 6900 XT or 4070 Ti. I would go 4070 Ti myself, just because 6900 XTs with all AMDs just take some additional effort to tweak. So yeah, I'm an NVIDIA fanboy. That's why I've done the AMD thing. Drove me nuts. God, finally, once you get it working, it is very rewarding. I will say that. But yeah, I really don't want to do that again. I want to play, see what hash rate I can get, see what overclocks I can use without having all the crap crash all the time. And that's what I felt like I was doing with AMD cards. Now, admittedly, I haven't had any 6000 or 7000 series cards, so maybe it would be better this time around. And DJ Mine says, I'm ready for the 5000 series already. Well, you're going to be waiting a really long time. Really long time. Because we haven't even gotten the 4060 Ti, the 4060, or the 4050, and anything else that might still be coming out. So yeah, I'm thinking you're looking at end of 2024 at a minimum. Thinking it might even be 2025 with the rate things are selling right now. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. Actually, one of the things I thought was pretty cool, I saw the comment that TCTC said about solo mining. I looked on my Radiant pool to see if I had actually hit any blocks myself, and I had. So yeah, about 2 weeks ago, I hit a Radiant block. Now I'm pool mining, so it doesn't benefit me at all. Somebody's going to hit it, but they're going to share the pool. And then same thing when I hit it, I'm going to share it with the pool as well. But I hit it at like 69% luck. I'm not making that up. It really was 69% luck. It was 69 point something, but it was that. And so it made me kind of think maybe I should do that. But it's like if you hit 100%, it's every 4 weeks on 20 gigahash. That's a lot of time to wait. And if you have bad luck, you may be waiting 2-3 months, and who knows what the difficulty will do. So with everything changing difficulty so quickly, I'm going to be pool mining. I am not going to be, definitely not going to be solo mining anything but Caspa if it ever becomes significantly profitable again. It's still not doing horribly or anything. It's still down the list about, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but down 6th on the list. So not too bad, actually. Not too bad at all. Yeah, Retro Mike Tech, too late to solo mine RXD now. Don't do it. Yeah, definitely too late. Heck, I was noticing just some of my yields from just a month ago on all of these different coins, Dynex and Radiant, and wow, there's a lot of new hash rate that's come out. That's for sure. S. Cheng says, how's your overall solo mining luck and everything you tried? I've had mixed results, but when I did Caspa, definitely did better solo mining than I would have done pool mining. No question. Why? I don't know. I did have a good, latency, a good latency to the pool. So obviously I think that probably helped. But yeah, and then other things I've tried, like right now I'm trying to mine instead of with my little Bitcoin lottery ticket. I decided I would mine. Oh, what the heck am I mining now? I just drew a blank on what I'm mining. Hang on a second. I am going to remove that from the scene so I can get to my other thingy madoodle. And it is Digibyte. That's right. So I'm mining Digibyte with that little Bitcoin lottery ticket. And I thought, well, I should get something within like a month or two. It seems like it's been a really long time and I've hit zero, nada. Now I don't keep it running all the time, but most of the time it is running. So yeah, I don't know if it's the pool or what, but yeah, I'm getting nothing. What's really frustrating though is Coin Miners has an alert when it hits a block. And it's like when it does that, it gets me all excited. I'm like, okay, I hit a block. And no, that must have been somebody else. It must have been somebody in the shared pool, not the solo. Anyway, but yeah, it does say that. And every time I hear it, I'm always running over there to see, was it me? Was it me? Because right now I am the only solo. Well, let's see. Am I? I was. Yeah, I'm still the only solo miner on their pool on Coin Miners. So anyway, what else you got? Yep, Jeff Gee's here. Evening to you as well. Good to see you all. I'll tell you a little bit. So Sunday, like I said, I was kind of just wanted to relax and I'm like, you know what I've been meaning to do for like the longest time. I have a weird problem that has come up on my computer. And basically, if I go to reboot the computer for whatever reason, sometimes it reboots in this extremely slow mode where the actual cores on the processor are only at 400 megahertz. That is really slow. And the whole computer just lags like crazy. And there's no way that no matter what I try, it will not get out of that mode. So I just have to keep rebooting. Sometimes it takes one reboot, you're done. Sometimes it takes like 10, 15 reboots to finally have it work. So in my studies of trying to figure out what was causing this problem, it's probably a motherboard issue, but there's other solutions that people have tried. So one of them was to upgrade the chipset drivers, which I had not done. So I did that. First started out getting it from the motherboard manufacturer, which was Gigabyte. Then I realized, wait a minute, I just read something about this. So I checked the AMD, which had later chipset drivers, plus it had more pieces to it, including a power plan. And I was like, well, maybe if I have their power plan, the AMD power plan, maybe it won't happen. So anyway, it hasn't happened since. When it rebooted after that, it rebooted perfectly fine. So only time will tell whether or not that will solve the issue. But I figured while I was doing that, I might as well upgrade the BIOS, which I did without any issue, except for the fact that my colors from my motherboard changed from the blue that I always have to orange. So I had to remember how I did that. And then I remembered that it was the Gigabyte Fusion, RGB Fusion app. And once I brought that up, all the colors came back. So that was good. But yeah, so now one of the things I found out, so with the later BIOSes, there were two two issues that had come up. Obviously, if you have a AM5 board, you definitely want to be upgrading your BIOS because there's a whole mess of things going on with voltages and things like that. If you haven't gone to see the Gamers Nexus video on this issue with basically dying CPU and motherboards, go check it out. It is mainly with the 3D chips, but it's worth going to check out. It was really, really interesting, the troubleshooting that they were doing and how they were doing it. I don't know. I geek out on stuff like that. So I thought it was really, really cool to the extent that they went. So go check out that video if you enjoy that kind of thing. So anyway, so you obviously want to update your BIOS if you have something like that going on. But with the 5000 series, with that series, one of the things that was happening was there was this like skip and lag going on if you upgraded to Windows 11, because Windows 11 required the FTMP sensor, something like that. And I won't go into what exactly it is. I've researched it. I don't remember exactly how to explain it. But anyway, it is a required sensor that's on your motherboard that has to be activated in the BIOS. And it is on 1.2.06, but it was lagging. So then they fixed that with 1.2.0.7 EVGA. So then the 1.2.0.8 is actually the most current. There were some security issues with anybody that has an APU. So if you have an APU, a 5000 or a 3000 series, or any series actually APU, you definitely want to update to 1.2.0.8 EVGA based BIOS, because it will eliminate all of the security issues that they have found in regards to the Radeon processes on the chip. So anyway, so I did that as well, because I was kind of like, okay, if I ever upgrade to Windows 11, I will be much better off anyway. So might as well do it now so that when I go to upgrade eventually to Windows 11, I won't have to worry about it. And then I thought I'd also update the graphics driver. So did all that and haven't had any issues. So it did seem like the PC was a little bit snappier, ever so slightly. So that was kind of nice. Could have just been the fact of the reboot, since I hadn't reboot probably in about 4 or 5 weeks. So that usually is the thing. Now, for those people who are like, well, no wonder your memory's probably overgrown. I kill Chrome probably about once a week and then bring it back. And obviously it releases the memory and then gradually grows again. But anyway, that was what I did on Sunday. And now we'll just have to wait and see if I have any computer issues. Panda, you finally ever get to your computer issue? If he's still here. Hobbyist is here. Good to see you, sir. I still haven't installed Windows 11 either. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, is the way I look at it. You know, Hardware Unboxed had a video this morning. Actually, I haven't seen it, but I saw the headline. And they were saying, I think it was a video, unless it was just a tweet. Anyway, whatever. There was a response from one of the developers of the games when they were saying, when they were doing some testing, and they're like, well, the reason why you're getting the result you're getting is because you're on Windows 10 instead of Windows 11. We've developed more towards Windows 11. I was like, well, I guess that kind of makes sense. Windows 11's been out for quite a while. It's not like it's really that new anymore. So why would a developer who's building a new game, make sure that they may not make sure it works, but would they be really trying to optimize it for Windows 10? Maybe not. I thought that was kind of interesting. King of All Trades says Windows 11 is the in-between OS, like Vista and Windows 8 was. Wait for Windows 12. Yeah, that's true. That is, there's not, yeah, you got a point. Definitely have a point. Yeah, I mean, Windows 10 works. It works well. It's like, give me a reason why I should change. Just change because the interface changes? No. Anyway, I have been going on for a little over an hour. Any questions you guys have for me? Golden Wolf, hat disconnected. Please wait while we try to reconnect you. Successfully connected. Huh? What hat? Raspberry Pi hat? So if you do have a questions, feel free to tag me in the chat. Oh, good to see you, Oval Bore Tech. Well, he has, but he wasn't there at the beginning, so I wanted to say hi. Criticizing me for saying hi. What's so great about Windows 11, Jeffkey? What's so great about it? Why should I change? Overboard Tech says, I've been here ripping on you for ages. Hi, Max. Yeah, you know, one of these days I got actually going to go back and read the chat, or Sunflower Mama will keep me up to date on what you were ripping me on. Hobby Smash says, I have heard whisper Dynex is a massive scam. Heard these rumors too. I mean, yes. I mean, everybody, have I heard that it's a massive scam? I'll get to that in a second. I mean, you could say that about a lot of new projects. Everybody thinks they're scams until they're not. So definitely have my doubts, but like I said, I'm not holding it long enough that I'm worried about it. I'm mining it and then selling it. So is what it is. Mining King with the super chat. Max, what about proof of useful work? Jeffkey hinted in the weeks to come a download of an alpha plan build for this. Well, okay, so it's interesting you mention that. So one of the things I was thinking about, so right now I haven't changed around my rigs, but the 4070 Ti is actually one of the reasons why I'd gotten that as well. So right now I have a 5950X that I'm mining with along with 8 GPUs, but I also have the rig that I get the 4070 Ti and that's just a standard, you know, Celeron processor board thingy. So what I was going to do was take all those 8 GPUs off the 5950X, put it on the other one, and then just put the 4070 Ti in the 5950X and see what I can do there. Because obviously it'll give me 16 lanes. So, but as far as a specific build beyond that, don't know. And that's an X40 board, or sorry, X470 board. So I'm not sure if I can get 8 lanes onto, I forget. I'd have to look it back up. But I might be able to put 2 GPUs on that one and get 8 lanes each. I wouldn't obviously have 16. I'd only be able to get 16 on one if I was going to have one with 16. So kind of debating. Jeffkey leaking things. Nah, but I'm prepping for proof of useful work. 100 GPUs. Wow. So we need to talk then, because I'm curious as to what motherboards you may be using and where would you be getting those from. Call me. Anyway, anybody knows that Saturday Night Live skit with the cheerleaders. And so Allset Miner says, I'm sour on all the legacy OS. Took them forever to kill Windows Vista. I know. Windows Vista was so bad. Well, was it worse? Was it better or worse than Windows? Was it Millennia? Windows 98 wasn't great either. I mean, you can say that about almost all the Windows up until Windows 7 were not good. None of them were good. Windows 7 finally brought stability. That's finally when they brought, what was it? OS 2. So I don't know if anybody remembers IBM OS 2, but there was Windows and there was IBM OS 2. And at some point, the core of IBM OS 2 became part of like Windows Server, and they had these two parallel paths, the consumer path and the business path. And finally, at one point, they merged the two, and that was Windows 7. I'm trying to remember what was it, Windows 2K. I'm trying to remember what the one was before Windows 7. The on the business side of things, what that was called. But Windows 7, like I said, I believe was where they came together, and that's why Windows 7 was so good, because it removed a lot of the bad parts of the core from the consumer side and replaced it with the business robustness that Windows had been sorely missing. And their whole thought behind it was, well, the business side of things isn't having to continually keep up to date on all these new devices, while the consumer side of things is, yeah, they always have to, be adding and adding and adding as new consumer devices become available. You got to make sure everything's compatible, all those kinds of things. So kind of like the same problems I was having with, oh shoot, what the heck was the hypervisor software that I was using? Anyway, I went with Proxmox because it was just easy, but the other one didn't work well with AMD at all, even though all the companies use it already. So Retro Mike Tech, 21 floppy disk install of Microsoft Office on 3.1 was the jam. Yeah, those multi floppy disks. Yeah, man, can you remember when it was like, oh, thank God we have CDs. This makes installation so much easier and faster. I can just set it and forget it, and it'll only take about 35 minutes to install that application. Now it's like install takes like less than 5. And they're much bigger applications too. I'm talking like the big games take that long. Alrighty. Yeah, iOmega zip drive. I had a type of zip drive. It wasn't a zip drive. I'm drawing a blank on it, but anyway, yeah, I still have that computer in my garage, actually, or it's in the basement, one of the two. I always forget where it is. Okay. My wife just reminded me there's one in each place. I have a old desktop in the garage and an old desktop in the basement. I think the one in the basement is the one that was my initial pride and joy of, I didn't build it, but I configured it. It's like I got everything that I wanted on this computer. And then I expanded it, put the zip drive in. And that wasn't called a zip drive. It was a similar drive. But anyway, GPU risers, good to see you, sir. At least I see somebody referencing LS120 drive. I don't know if you know what that is. It was the predecessor, I think, to the Jazz drive is the one I have. I think the Jazz drive either came before or after the one I have, but it was from the same company. Yeah, one floppy goes bad, you're done. Yeah, it always makes me wonder. I'm like, I have all these floppy disks that I haven't thrown out. They might have important files on them. I can't throw them out. Probably can't read them. Got nothing to read them with. Probably just take, that's actually probably a business. Actually taking people's floppy drives and just putting them on, some cheap SSD. Wouldn't cost much, that's for sure. Interesting. I'm sure there's got to be people out there with that business already. Coffee coasters. It's not a bad idea. It's the right size. Definitely the right size. Oh, were you just trying to figure out what she can make with the floppy drives? Yeah, I just saw that. Well, coasters, obviously, you don't have to make anything with them. You just set them down and you put your drink on it. That's all. I think it was a Quest drive, actually. SideQuest drive or something like that. Anyway, but yeah, that one sounds familiar. Coffee coasters. Of course, coffee coasters. Although I need coasters for my other drinks too. Alrighty, guys. Well, I think, oh, Brian Hollywood, you had a message a long time ago that I don't even remember what it was. Oh, you're like, yes, I remember what I was thinking with whatever your comment was. And I was like, like, why Windows 11? Because it goes to 11. Anyway, just made me think of Spinal Tap in that reference. CD-ROM drive was a cup holder. Yeah, actually, it could be. Actually, I wonder if you could like turn it on and have it be like a cup heater. If you got one of the ones, you just basically have it just continue to spin, generate some heat that way. Geek of all trades, crypto coasters. Well, honestly, if you look on Geek of all trades, if you look on Gamers Nexus, they have some really cool coasters on their site. They have some really cool stuff on their site. Well, I think their store is way better than Linus's, honestly. Anyway. Oh, what about render? Yes. It will. It's got the buzzwords. Who knows if it's a rug pull? It'll be interesting to see what happens. I mean, a lot of things will be interesting to see what happens as we go. That's what's great about this industry. It's never sits still. What's going to be the next new coin? I mean, obviously Iron Fist just came out, but what's going to be the next one? How are they going to roll out their coin? We should see. We shall see. And of course, Ironfish, brand new. Hard to say exactly where it's going. Definitely interesting. Yes, I am going a little long tonight. So I am going to cut it off here because I'm tired. It was a really, oh yeah. The one other story was, place I work at. I was the head guy at the building today because my manager was out and my counterpart was out. And truck was pulling out, somehow forgot that he needs to clear the other trucks that are next to him before he can turn. This guy turned directly into the trailer that was sitting next to him. And it was fully loaded too. 40,000 pounds on it. I mean, it was fully loaded. And he turned right into it and pushes it. The legs don't move. The top moves, takes the legs out from the thing, and the thing's just sitting on the ground now. It's got the wheels in the back, but the legs in the front are completely, have given out. So, and he drove away. We have witnesses. He signed into the log. He's an idiot. But thankfully, the company that he works for is being really good to work with, and is already bringing somebody out there that is going to get it to where we can unload it from the freight that's on there, and then is going to take it away to get it fixed. So, yeah. Anyway, definitely made the day very, very interesting with that. And exciting. Got to call the police. Yeah. Good times. Good times. All righty. Well, with all that said, thank you very much for being here. I do appreciate it. And I will be back here again next Monday unless something weird happens, because I'm always here on Monday nights as well as on Saturday nights. Now, this next Saturday, I will be there. The following Saturday after that, I probably will not. My son's coming in from out of town. My sister-in-law is coming in from out of town. So we're going to be doing something on Saturday. So highly unlikely that I will be in the stream on not this Saturday, but next Saturday. So I will miss that. So I thought I'd give you guys all full warning. But again, thank you guys all for being here. I do appreciate it. Please, if you have not hit the like button, please hit the like button on the way out. If you enjoy this kind of content and are not a subscriber, please subscribe. And other than that, I will see you guys next week. And the General is out.